and then the hides to go with it. Okay. Wait, is it 3 hides each time? If it's... okay, so if it's 3 hides each time, then we need a total of 27 hides. We have 1, we need 26 more. Alright, well, at least those are processing. Our hide hunting continues. So I think we just... which island did I go to a minute ago? I don't even remember. Alright, let's just check this one. I need more boars. More boars. Oh, wow, nice. And I can almost kill the dodos with 1 auto attack now. It's 2. I hear Nernroot. Oh, looks like I can one-shot him with a power attack. We are on that carnivore diet right now. Pretty happy with that. I didn't take any hits. Now if only I could unlock permanent regen in for my character, other than the boat. It's weird that my boat has regeneration and I don't. And people always make fun of me because I like finding pet type builds in every game. But I gotta tell you, my comfiness skyrockets when I unlock regen in any game too. I was thinking I could stunlock it to death. I was wrong. It's 2 things really, pets and regen. I'd ban those on any game you play just so you have to think of other strategies. Oh my gosh. I mean, how about Riftbreaker on Monday? I was like, you know what? I'm not going to spam repair drones. Let's try other strategies. And then I just lost and lost and lost and lost. And I was like, I'm going to go back to repair drones. Freaking chainsaws and attack drones. It's terrible. In there, I would ban acid spitters. Ooh, that would definitely make for a more challenging early game. Definitely possible, but... America. I cast gun. I cast gun. Prepare to meet God. Yeah, it's funny. I'm reminded of a time that I was trying to play a healing role in a D&D game that I was in. And you know, when you have a spell slot in D&D, you, for example, wait, what was this? I don't remember what that island was. Let's check this one. When you have a spell slot in Dungeons and Dragons, it'll be like, oh, I cast light healing. And then you have to like touch the person, and then the heal will do like 1d8 plus your modifier, right? So let's say your modifier is +2 because you're a low level, and so your 1d8 becomes between 3 and 10 healing. So if you roll low, it's 3 healing. But then there was this other spell called Goodberry. The Goodberry. Now Goodberry, when you cast it, it would summon 8 berries. And if you eat a berry, it's a magical berry. If you eat a berry, it would fully heal you. I'm sorry, I misspoke there. It would fully fill you. Like, you didn't need to eat that day. But our DM wasn't tracking food. He didn't care. But it would fully fill you, and it would heal you for 1 health. So the spell summoned 8 berries. And so there was no 1d8. It wasn't like 1 to 8 for healing. It would just guaranteed heal you for 8 if you ate all 8 berries. But of course, in combat, you know, eating each berry was a thing. But like outside of combat, it was the most efficient healing possible. I was just like summoning and distributing berries after every fight for, you know, and like we'd have leftovers too, right? So it'd be like, okay, he needs 3 healing, 3 berries. He needs 4 healing, 4 berries, and put the rest in the bag. So I was just like, you know, 100% efficiency healing outside of combat, and I was just like a berry merchant. Do we have good bacon? Good bacon. Alright, 15 more. Let's see, cayenne pepper seeds. Oh, I got those. I need to get more fertile soil, too. Oh, it was the pepper sap. Okay, we already had that. One thing that would be nice is the ability to just like hold the mouse and not spam click. Okay. What's your go-to class and favorite edition? Depends on the party. Kind of like you've seen me in other games. I like being something that's essential to the party. You know, like the frontline tank or the backline healer, you know. But just something that's like, I'm needed, you know? The skill monkey, you know, the guy that like picks the locks and talks to people and is high charisma. You know, that can be fun too. Plus you get to roleplay a bit. Trying to think here. There was one game where I was like, I want to be the frontline tank. It's kind of hard to tank in D&D, but the way that I did it is I was playing a summoner that day. It was a Pathfinder campaign, so summoner was a class. I was playing a summoner and I had an Eidolon, and I gave her shield proficiency, and she had like hardened skin or armored skin. I forget the terminology for it, but her skin had more natural armor class than a human's. And then I would also cast mage armor and bark skin on her at the beginning of each day. And I ended up getting her AC just absolutely stupid. Like, it was a low-level campaign, and she had, like, near 30 armor class. I just went all in on this one thing. And she, like, the DM was actually kind of getting frustrated because it got to the point where he was just like I can't hurt her, you know, like unless he dropped a fireball on us or something. He's like, I cannot hurt her, and he was like getting a little put off about it because yeah, it's basically just a low-level character with way too high an armor class for a low-level character. And I would just have it charge the enemy and just get in the way so that it was like absorbing the hits, or you know, just yeah, that's it. Just getting in the way, absorbing hits, and then she would get attacks of opportunity if the DM tried to run the enemy around the thing. Now she didn't have any like damage reduction or anything, but it worked for quite some time. And then, like I said, there was another game where I was a good berry healer. That was a one-shot campaign, so we only, you know, that one was only for a couple of nights. So that one didn't last too long. In other D&D type games, like let's say like Neverwinter Nights and stuff like that, you know, if I'm just alone playing like a game on the computer, my desire to not be lonely kicks in, and I often pick a pet class. So, like, I'll pick Druid because it has pets. But Druid gets some cool stuff later on in those games. He has, like, shape-shifting into elementals and stuff. In some of them, like in Baldur's Gate, I often had a Druid in the party, and people were all like, oh, you always play Druid, and it's like, dude, I'm playing Druid, yes, but it's completely different in this game. Like, the Druid in Baldur's Gate is nothing like the Druid in Guild Wars 2. And the reason I played it in Baldur's Gate often was because of Moonbeam. Do you guys remember that spell? It did guaranteed damage. Like, it's like, you know, they would roll a DC to resist it, and if they resisted it, they took half. But they always took damage. And so I liked its reliability, you know? So, because you might have Astarion run in and just miss every attack or some crap like that. So I loved the attacks that if they fail, they still do something, guaranteed. So that was something I often picked on those games. And, you know, it was a 4-person party, but I would often have at least one person in the party with that. Is this the same island I already cleared? I hope not. I don't think so, because I think I grabbed all these blue flowers earlier. That happens with all AoE damage concentration spells, though. They force to save the half damage. Yeah, but Moonbeam was like level 2, right? Like, you had access to it really early on, and that was so nice really early on. And it was, plus it was like, it was concentration, but it was like every round you could move the beam. So it's like they would, you could just move it back on top of a target, they move out of it, move it back on top of it. And it's like at the beginning of their turn they would get hit, and when you move it on top of them they would get hit. So it'd get like double hits every turn until they interrupt you or die. So it was also one spell slot to cast it, and it might last the whole fight, right? Like that's your source of damage the whole fight for one spell slot. So it was also very efficient in that way. Going way back in time when I played, I think it was Neverwinter Nights, Hordes of the Underdark. I think the main thing I won with is I made a monk and then he had like 1 level in Sorcerer, which allowed him to multi-class into Red Dragon Disciple. So I was a monk character, you know, all about get up close kung fu fighting and stuff. And then I had like scales, so I was like really high, like higher than normal armor. And then I had like wings and a breath attack and stuff like that. But the thing was like, again, AC was so high most things couldn't hit him because monk and the dragon scales. And then I was able to basically like the final boss, I couldn't hit him unless I rolled a nat 20, but he couldn't hit me unless he rolled a nat 20. So I remember I was just like auto-attacking him for like 20 minutes until I finally, you know, kung fu'd his ankle to death. I hear footsteps. Oh, there it is. Oh, hello. Bonjour. Reading something about weapons, can I give a hint about one type? Well, I'll be semi-vague with only one word that isn't even its true name. Yeah, sure. I mean, honestly, so far, all the weapons I've found were just random loots in camps. So, it's complete... And I remember when I looted the rapier for the first time, someone in chat goes, oh, you didn't get the bleeding one. So I'm guessing there's a rapier that can proc bleed. I get all the loot? Felt like I missed something. Vampiric? Oh, so they can have lifesteal? Yeah, I think my current one is every time I perfect parry... Oh, no, no, sorry, this one's posture points. Did I even level the correct sword? I had another one that was every time you perfect parry, it increases your damage by 10%, up to 30%. But if you get hit, you lose the bonuses. I think I might have upgraded... I had 2 great swords. I might have upgraded the wrong one when I swapped back from the rapier. But, I mean, this is fine. I'm not going to spend all the materials to swap to the other greatsword. Not now, anyway. Oh, no! That's incredibly bad. Wow. That's scary. I was being frugal. I didn't want to have to use a potion while farming pelts. But that could have gotten me killed because I was being frugal. When you ascend 1,000 cuts to... Oh, I haven't unlocked the ascension system. I saw it on the crafting table, but I don't know what it does yet. And don't tell me any more on that, please. I'm reminded of when I played... Which Fallout number was it where you're trying to find your son, Sean? That was my first... Whatever number that was. Someone in the chat will say it in a second. That was 4? Thank you. That was my first Fallout game, and I really enjoyed it. I played through it multiple times. This was before I was a streamer, so it's not recorded. And on the hardest difficulty, the thing that I found that trivialized it was, do you remember those little, it was like a one-hand sword that was kind of like a chain sword from Warhammer? I got a chain sword that had, or whatever it's called, with bleed on hit. And what it did is, like, when I would rev it up and hit someone, it would do, like, 15 small attacks, and it would then proc 15 bleeds. Like, every tick of damage from the chainsaw on it would proc the bleed. And it was a stupid amount of damage. And even on the hardest difficulty of the game, which up until I got that item was very challenging, it just suddenly, if it could bleed, it could die. Like, very rapidly. I've been kind of zoned out talking to you guys. Let's see, we're up to 16 pelts. I think I needed like 27. Bleed is busted in most games. It depends on the game. If you're in a game where there's an ample amount of enemies immune to bleed, like undead, I've played games where like skeletons can't bleed, but zombies can, which is still a stretch. And then like constructs, you're fighting golems or elementals, and they're just immune to it. But then you've got other games where, just for the sake of balance, they're just like, okay, everything can bleed. Oh, dang. I was trying to not let him charge me again, but I couldn't catch him. I just remembered, there's that merchant guy. Actually, I think I only have the food merchant. I was just sitting here, I'm like, I wonder if I could use a merchant to get these pelts I need and save time. But I think the only merchant I have unlocked is crates of food. Stocking up on the dodo stuff. Like, the dodo stuff is not what I need right now, but I'm just stocking up on it while I'm here. I think I'm... Yeah, I've almost circled this whole island. Oh, there's boars in that ruin. "22 hides. Usually if there's one boar in a ruin, there's more than one. Is there any more here? There. Oh. 150? Nice. That was the last time I said. That was a crit. I saw 804 there. 26. Oh my god. I'm actually almost done here. I wonder if this other ruin had more boars. I remember this quest from early in the game. Yeah, I see one. Oh, that's right. That right there is the first savage boar that we ever encountered. Stamina. Oh, my rested buff is gone, so stamina is very slow right now. Five hides. Oh, there's some extras. When I need to teleport back home, I'm just using the little boat because it spawns closer to the shoreline. I don't have to swim as far in the water to get on board. Okay, so... Alright. So that's got a process. Throw these into the unsorted stuff. Okay. Just need that to finish. Alright, this is a perfect opportunity, chat. I need a restroom break. If y'all give me just a minute, I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Alright. Looks like it might be on the last one. And... no. Apparently, I did the math horribly wrong. We are more than done. I'm so good at math. Alright. So this can be anywhere, it just has to be nearby. That's a shoemaker bench. Okay, so... Pikesman, the 2-piece set bonus was 160 more health. So there's Pikesman Pants, level 6, and Pikesman Cuirass, level 6. Oh. Okay, so now, unfed, we have over 5 hit points. Oh, dude, look at my character. Oh my gosh. Now we're playing a knight instead of a pirate now. Pretty nice. I like it. Okay. Can we upgrade any of our stuff? Iron. Okay, we'd have to do another iron trip. Iron and flux, and the cloth is pretty easy because we're literally growing it. So an iron trip and then buy some flux and we could. Okay, I think we can salvage this stuff. There's no way I would go back to this. Because what we have now is basically that plus a set bonus. The thing is, I have found that when you salvage something, you get back the mats from that item at level 1, not for all of the upgrades you did. So because these were like from the beginning of the game, we get